In the heart of a valley where rainbows danced over rivers and mountains whispered ancient secrets, stood the Castle of Light. This castle wasn't like any other, it sparkled as if the stars themselves had been stitched into its golden walls. Inside, lived a 3-year-old hijab princess named Minha, who wore a crown that shimmered with pearls and gems. Her little brother, Hamza, just 2 years old, was a bundle of joy with twinkling eyes and dimples that could melt anyone's heart. The siblings were not alone, their days were filled with laughter and adventures with their animal friends. There was Leo, the brave lion, Zara, a graceful deer, Fluffy, a mischievous rabbit, Kiki, a chatty parrot, and Sammy, a gentle elephant. One sunny morning, the friends gathered by the castle's sparkling fountain. Wise old Kiki flapped her wings and announced, "We are going to learn something very important today, the Pela Kalima." Minha clapped her hands in excitement. Leo, the lion, explained, "It's a beautiful declaration of our faith. It says, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his messenger." Hamza giggled, eager to learn. Zara suggested, "Let's go on a quest. We'll find the words of the Kalima hidden around the castle and put them together, like a treasure map." The friends cheered and set off on their exciting journey. Their first stop was the castle's grand library, where books floated in the air and whispered stories. Fluffy bumped into a glowing book. As it opened, golden letters appeared, La, no. Minha carefully picked up the word. Next, they ventured into the garden, where flowers sang and the air smelled of roses. Zara spotted a shimmering orb hanging from a tree. Inside, it said Ilaha, God. Leo lifted Hamza to grab it. Got it. Hamza squealed with delight. The group followed the sound of rushing water to a magical waterfall. Sammy used his trunk to lift Fluffy onto a rock where the next orb was hidden. It glowed brightly and read Ilala, except Allah. 3 words down, 2 more to go, cheered Minha. As the sun began to set, they climbed the spiral staircase of the castle's tallest tower. At the top, under a sky full of stars, they found the final orb resting on a crescent moon sculpture. It revealed the words Muhammadur Rasulullah. Back at the fountain, the friends placed all the glowing orbs together. As they joined, a radiant light filled the castle, spreading warmth and peace everywhere. The words of the Kalima shone in the sky, and the friends recited it together. Minha turned to her brother and smiled. Hamza, this is the most beautiful treasure we've ever found. Leo nodded, the Kalima is more than words, it's a promise to love and worship Allah and to follow the teachings of his messenger. Zara added, and just like we work together to find the words, we should always help each other stay on the right path. The castle lit up in colors of gold and silver as the friends celebrated their adventure. Kiki sang songs, Fluffy did funny flips, and Sammy gently swung Hamza on his trunk. Minha, still wearing her crown, led a prayer of gratitude under the moonlit sky. From that day forward, they made it a daily habit to recite the Kalima. Moral of the story, learning about faith is like finding a treasure, it fills your heart with light, teaches you to be kind, and reminds you of the beauty of Allah's guidance. Together, we grow stronger and brighter. The end.
In the heart of a majestic kingdom, nestled among rolling hills and sparkling rivers, lived Princess Minha, a radiant 3-year-old with glowing cheeks and a crown atop her hijab. Her younger brother, Hamza, a 2-year-old with sparkling eyes and charming dimples, was her constant companion. One sunny morning, their father, a tall, handsome, and wise young man, gathered them in the royal garden. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the gentle rustling of leaves added a serene melody to the scene. "Today, my dear ones," he began, his voice warm and inviting, "I will teach you about Wudhu, the special way we prepare ourselves before we pray to Allah." Princess Minha and Hamza's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Wudhu is like a beautiful cleansing ritual," their father continued. "It purifies us and brings us closer to Allah. He led them to a crystal-clear fountain in the garden, its waters shimmering under the morning sun. Step 1. Intention first. We make a sincere intention in our hearts to perform wudu for Allah, he explained. Princess Minha closed her eyes, whispering her intention softly, while Hamza mimicked her, his tiny face scrunched in concentration. Step 2. Washing hands. We begin by washing our hands 3 times. Their father demonstrated, letting the cool water flow over his hands. Giggling, the children dipped their hands into the fountain, enjoying the refreshing sensation. Step 3. Rinsing mouth. Next, we rinse our mouths 3 times to cleanse our words, he said, taking sips of water and gently swirling it before spitting it out. Princess Minha and Hamza followed suit, their laughter echoing as they playfully gargled. Step 4. Cleaning nostrils. Now, we clean our nostrils by inhaling water gently and then blowing it out 3 times, he instructed. The siblings carefully imitated their father, their noses twitching from the sensation. Step 5. Washing face. We wash our faces 3 times, ensuring every part is refreshed, he said, cupping water and gently washing his face. Princess Minha splashed water onto her glowing cheeks, while Hamza patted his face, both enjoying the coolness. Step 6. Washing arms. Then, we wash our right arm up to the elbow 3 times, and then the left, he demonstrated. The children eagerly copied, water trickling down their small arms. Step 7. Wiping head. We wet our hands and wipe over our heads once, he showed them, passing his damp hands over his hair. Princess Minha adjusted her hijab slightly to follow along, while Hamza's hair stood up amusingly after he wiped it. Step 8. Cleaning ears. With the same wet hands, we clean inside and behind our ears, he said, gently massaging his ears. Giggling, the siblings tickled their ears, finding this step particularly fun. Step 9. Washing feet. Finally, we wash our right foot up to the ankle 3 times and then the left, he concluded, lifting his foot to demonstrate. The children carefully washed their feet, the water splashing around playfully. Their father smiled, pride evident in his eyes. By performing wudu, we cleanse ourselves and prepare to stand before Allah in prayer. It's a way to show respect and love for our Creator. Princess Minha and Hamza beamed, feeling a newfound sense of purity and readiness. They had taken their first steps in learning the beautiful practices of their faith, guided by their loving father in the enchanting surroundings of their kingdom. From that day on, the ritual of wudu became a cherished routine for the young royals, a testament to their growing bond with their faith and family.
Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Harmonyville, there lived 2 best friends, Minha and Hamza. They were known for their curious minds and playful spirits. Minha was a bright-eyed girl with a love for learning anything new, while Hamza, her loyal sidekick, was a clever boy with endless energy for games and adventures. Together, they decided to create a special club called M&H Learn and Play. This club wasn't just any regular club. It had a unique mission. It aimed to bring Islamic education and entertainment to all the children in the town, promising tons of fun while learning about their faith. One sunny afternoon, Minha had an idea. Hamza, why don't we host a treasure hunt at the park? We can hide Quranic verses and Islamic riddles for the kids to discover, she exclaimed excitedly. Hamza jumped with joy. That's brilliant, Minha. Let's blend our love for games with our faith. The next day, they set up the treasure hunt. They carefully crafted clues from beautiful teachings, reminding the young adventurers of values like kindness, honesty, and patience. Each clue led the children closer to the ultimate treasure chest, which contained small booklets of stories of the prophets and beautiful prayer mats. As the day of the treasure hunt arrived, the park buzzed with excitement. Kids from all around the town gathered, eager to join the fun under the guidance of Minha and Hamza. Welcome, young explorers, Minha greeted. Today, we embark on a journey of fun and faith. The children cheered as Hamza revealed the first clue. In the words of wisdom revealed high and bright, strive to always do what is right. With that, the adventure began. The kids enthusiastically ran from one corner of the park to another, giggling and discussing each riddle solved alongside their new friends. As the treasure hunt neared its conclusion, everyone gathered around a giant oak tree where the final treasure lay hidden. Minha stood in front of them, holding up the last clue. Sometimes in our quest for gold, the true treasure is the wisdom we hold, she recited. A boy named Yusuf squealed, I know, it's by the old oak tree where we often hear the muezzin's call to prayer. With a flurry of excitement, they dashed towards the tree, feeling the thrill of revelation. Minha and Hamza beamed proudly as the children unearthed the treasure chest, bursting it open to squeals of delight. There was something for everyone, each little treasure a reminder of their faith. From that day on, M&H Learn and Play became a cherished part of Harmonyville. Every event, whether it was a storytelling afternoon about the prophets or an art day where they painted themes of Islamic history, was eagerly anticipated. Minha and Hamza knew their work had only just begun, as there were endless stories to share and countless games to enliven with learning. Together, they would continue to inspire and educate, proving that learning about their faith could be the greatest adventure of all.
The morning sun streamed through the tall windows of the classroom, casting a gentle glow over the polished wooden desks where a group of young children sat, their attentive faces turned towards the front of the room. Among them, with her small hands folded neatly in her lap, sat Minha, a bright-eyed 3-year-old hijabi princess whose enthusiasm for learning was as boundless as the morning sky. It was an ordinary day at the Little Stars Islamic School, but for Minha, it was a day of excitement and purpose. Today, she was going to recite the 6 Kalimas, fundamental declarations of faith in Islam, for her classmates and her beloved teacher, Miss Yasmin. It was a big moment for such a little girl, but Minha had been practicing diligently with her family. Miss Yasmin stood at the front of the class, her kind eyes surveying her students. All right, everyone, she said, clapping her hands gently to capture the children's attention. Today, Minha would like to share something special with us. Minha rose from her seat, her hijab neatly pinned in place by her mother that morning, and walked to the front with the poise of a princess. Taking a deep breath, she began with the first Kalima, her sweet, clear voice carrying the words across the room, La ilaha illallah, Mohammedur Rasulullah. Each syllable articulate, echoing her sincerity and commitment. Her classmates listened with rapt attention, some of them whispering along, others simply smiling. With each successive Kalima, Minha seemed to grow, her voice imbued with the gravity and joy of sharing something deeply meaningful. Miss Yasmin watched her with pride, knowing this was more than just a recitation. It was a proclamation of faith, a celebration of identity, and a moment of community. By the time Minha reached the 6th Kalima, her small frame was a vessel of profound words, Rada to Billahi Rabbin, Wabel Islami Dinan. She concluded with a gentle pause, a moment of reflection. And then, with a small smile, added in her own words, I love these Kalimas, and I hope they always stay in my heart. The classroom erupted in gentle applause, with Miss Yasmin joining in, her face beaming with approval. Thank you, Minha, she said warmly. That was beautiful. We are so proud of you. Minha returned to her seat, her cheeks rosy with happiness, as her classmates reached out to pat her back and whisper words of encouragement. For Minha, it was not just about memorization, but about living her faith and sharing it with her community, a true princess in spirit and essence.
Once upon a time in a cozy little town, there lived a sweet boy named Hamza and his big sister Minha. Hamza was just 2 years old and loved all kinds of toys, from tiny cars to building blocks. He had beautiful, bright eyes that sparkled with curiosity. Minha, 3 years old, always wore her colorful hijab and loved to put on her princess crown. She had a gentle smile that could light up the whole room. One sunny afternoon, their mother, Mama Fatima, decided to take them to the town park. "Let's pack some food and toys for a fun day out," she cheerily announced. With a picnic basket in hand and a bag full of their favorite toys, they set out for the adventure. At the park, the green grass was like a soft carpet beneath their feet. The sun peeped through the gently swaying trees. Minha spread a blanket on the grass, and they all sat down to enjoy the lovely day. Hamza happily raced with his toy cars near the blanket's edge, his giggles echoing in the air. Minha, with her princess crown tilted slightly to the side, started building a castle with her blocks, imagining it to be her royal palace. As time passed, more children gathered at the park, drawn by the sunny sky and warm weather. A little girl approached them shyly. Her name was Lena, and she was new in town. Lena watched Minha build her castle with wistful eyes because she didn't have any toys with her. Mama Fatima noticed Lena and said gently, "Assalamu alaikum, dear Lena. Would you like to play with us?" Minha, following her mother's example, held out some of her blocks and said, "Here, you can help me build the castle." Lena's face lit up with joy. "Thank you," she squealed happily. Together, they started building an even bigger and more colorful castle. Meanwhile, Hamza was getting hungry from all the playing. Mama Fatima opened the picnic basket and took out some yummy snacks. She asked, "Who wants to share some delicious food?" But before anyone could answer, Hamza, with a twinkle in his eye, held out a piece of bread to Lena. "Lena, try," he offered with his sweet little voice. Lena smiled, feeling the warmth of their friendship. "Thank you, Hamza," she replied. She took a bite of the bread. Soon, the three of them were munching on snacks and sharing stories. When the sun was ready to set, and it was time to leave the park, Minha looked at Lena and hugged her. "You can keep some blocks. So whenever you play with them, you remember our castle." Lena was overjoyed and promised, "I'll take good care of them and remember this wonderful day." As they left, Mama Fatima spoke softly to Hamza and Minha. "Islam teaches us about love and sharing, and today, both of you showed kindness from your heart. I am so proud of you." As they walked home, the sky above blushed with hues of pink and gold, and Hamza and Minha felt happy. They had made a new friend and shared so much love and kindness. And with that peaceful thought, they returned home, dreaming of more adventures with their new friend the next sunny day. Once upon a time in a beautiful kingdom, there lived a lovely and kind princess named Layla. She had sparkling eyes and a heart full of love and kindness. Princess Layla wore colorful gowns and a shimmering crown on her head, but what made her truly special was the beautiful hijab she wore with grace. Every night before bedtime, Princess Layla had a special routine that she cherished. She would sit by her window, gaze at the twinkling stars, and open a very special book, the Quran, the holy book of Allah. One peaceful night, as the moonlight filled her room, Princess Layla opened her Quran with a gentle smile. Her grandmother had once told her stories from its pages, tales of love, kindness, and the beautiful words of wisdom that guided people to be good to each other. Tonight, Princess Layla read about the importance of kindness and helping those in need. Her heart felt warm and filled with purpose. Tomorrow, she whispered to herself, "I shall spread kindness wherever I go." And with that promise, she closed the Quran and whispered a little prayer. The next day, Princess Layla wore her sparkly crown and a soft, sky blue hijab. She wandered through the kingdom's gardens, where she met all sorts of lovely creatures, greeting them with warmth and helping them with whatever they needed. Whether it was a bird who had lost its way or a young child looking for a friend, Princess Layla was there with a smile. The kingdom loved her dearly because her acts of kindness made everyone around her happy. And so, every night, under the peaceful moonlight, Princess Layla would read a part of the Quran, listen to the soothing words of wisdom, and dream of a world filled with peace and love. She knew that by following the teachings of Allah, she could make her kingdom a brighter place. And so, little one, every time you feel like spreading kindness, remember Princess Layla's magic words and actions inspired by the Quran. Sleep well, and tomorrow will be another day to be just as kind and lovely. Good night, and sweet dreams.